Calling all students. Summer Internship 2022 has finally arrived. PS Media Enterprise is now open for application. We are looking for media acquisition interns, content distribution interns, digital marketing interns, localization marketing interns, and broadcasting interns. Send your CVs at careers@psmedia.io. That is careers@psmedia.io. Be part of our growing team.
안녕하세요. Curious about the Philippines and Korea? Our podcast is for you. Annyeong Kwento Mo is a podcast where we will talk about lifestyle, music, and culture in both the Philippines and Korea. Hosted by Lloyd and Jas, be amazed and inspired with different stories yet to unfold. Listen to our podcast only here at Pinoy Seoul Radio.
A podcast where we will talk about lifestyle, music, and culture in both the Philippines and Korea.
Do you have a story to share? Well then, here is Annyeong Kwento Mo, Riza, Dizon.
Annyeong, I'm Lloyd.
Annyeong, I'm Jas, and welcome to another episode of Annyeong Kwento Mo.
That's right, Jas. And for today, we are going to meet someone who has big interest in the Korean culture in general. So, Jas, ito na naman tayo. Kasi di ba, with our previous episodes, lagi may Q&A tayo sa first part ng podcast, no? So, with my question for today, what do you love most about Korea?
Of course, first na doon yung music because ever since like 10 years old, yung second gen, I guess, if hindi ako nagkakamali yun ang tawag sa kanila. Yung Girls' Generation, Super Junior, yun yung mga first music, K-music na narinig ko. I guess, familiar ka din. So, from music, of course, makikita natin yung kinakain nila. So, yung word na influence, yung pinag-usapan nga natin kanina, it comes with that. And then, along with food, yung fashion, though nag-iba siya throughout the years, it's something na in ngayon. And then, although yung brands nila medyo masakit sa bulsa, but alam mo yun, mga Louis Vuitton, mga Prada, hindi natin kaya yun. So, we have duplicates naman. We can copy that. So, nandiyan naman ang Google, Pinterest. So, yeah, and I can't say din na I love Korea as a place kasi I've never been there. Although I heard stories from my mom na well-mannered, malinis, because she's been to Korea. And then, I guess from that statement of hers, maganda talaga. I can like feel it na din. And of course, through pictures and mga vlogs. So if yun, what I love most, your top one talaga is music. Yun. And coming na yung food and fashion. So yun ang akin. Ikaw, Lloyd?
Well, kailangan ko ba sagutin? Parang alam mo naman yung isasagot ko kasi parang, alam mo yun, magkaklase naman tayo, Jas, kilala mo na ako. Pero, ayun nga, to answer din the question, halos same lang din naman din tayo ng, like, parang pinaka-common ground, which is K-pop. Kasi, ayun nga, as you know, di ba, parang this pandemic lang ako super naging invested at super, alam mo yun, nahook talaga sa K-pop kasi, alam mo na, during the pandemic, talagang, ang hirap talaga mag-cope with the situation. So, hahanap ka talaga ng outlet to, alam mo yun, makapag-cope ka, hindi mo super maramdaman yung stress, or at least, yung anxiety ba, na kung tatamaan ka ng COVID. So, I found yung parang my coping mechanism through K-pop talaga. Specifically, BTS. Alam mo na, may comeback. June.
Oh, I guess,
Yeah.
Army din yung guest
Yeah,
natin.
medyo nagre-react na siya nakikita ko
Oo,
dito.
I would agree with you. Same nung, although I was a fan, sinabi ko kanina na like, Super Junior, Girls' Generation, all the first groups. Though hindi naman sila yung like, first K-pop groups in the industry. Pero like, in terms of music na narinig ko sila, I would agree then for BTS. Like, itong pandemic talaga.
Tama yan.
Yung nakita ko lang, what's going on? What's this song? And then from there, we discovered yung mga bias. And then yan, dyan na mag-i-start yung pag-i-stalk. And tuloy-tuloy na yan. And then from BTS, yan, NCT. And then here we are working sa Pinoy Seoul Radio. Then we are open din sa ibang groups. So we met 17, yung SF9 na laging very active on our Twitter vote. And yeah, and a few girl groups like 𝙎𝙊𝙍𝙍, what else? 𝙁𝙊𝙆𝙍𝙍, though hindi pa sila nag-ano sa Pinoy Seoul Top 20. But yeah, nitong pandemic talaga, everybody became a K-pop fan.
K-pop, yeah.
Hindi mo i-expect.
Yeah, and ayun, to add then with my answer kanina, aside from K-pop, also Korean fashion din talaga. Alam mo naman yung mga times na pag medyo, alam mo na yun, parang break time natin sa OJT, di ba? Ang topic natin is Korean fashion na parang, just parang maganda to, itry nga natin or something. So, ayun, that's one then. And Korean food, as I've mentioned then with, our previous episodes, napapaligiran ako ng mga Korean shops dito sa amin. So, alam mo yung mga budol-budol talaga na mga bibili ka at magtatry ka ng mga new Korean food and products. So, I guess what's good with that is the excitement talaga na parang, oh my gosh, ano kayong lasa nito or ganon. Parang yun yung nabibigay niya na feeling sa like first timer talaga. So, yun lang naman.
Oo. So, I feel yung excitement of like food and products. Products especially like for me is like yung makeup. But right now, let's find out what our guest loves most about her job and Korea in general. So, Lloyd, sino ba tong guest natin this week?
Eto na. Dahil alam mo, nagpa-fangirl na siya kanina nung na-mention natin yung BTS. So, to our Annyeong Kwento Mo listeners of this podcast, I will now be introducing our guest for our 9th episode. So, she is a Filipino vlogger and also called herself as your K-chingU from the Philippines. Apart from her vlogs and other Korean contents that she put out in her YouTube channel, she is also a K-influencer and an honorary reporter of KoreanNet. Please welcome on the show, Ms. Riza Dizon. Hello po, Annyeong.
Hello.
Ayan.
Hello po. Thank you
Hello,
for
everyone.
our invitation po.
Yeah, it's actually a great honor to be here, and it's kind of a very memorable kasi first time ko dito sa sa podcast niyo, guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, maraming salamat. Kamsahamnida.
Oh!
My gosh, mapapalaban naman tayo sa Korean language.
Thank you.
Huwag kayo mag-alala kasi beginner pa naman ako. Hindi ako katulad ni 𝙎𝙊𝙍𝙍 na super, as in, intermediate na yung level
My
niya.
gosh.
Parang, yeah.
Mga kumari ni Cherika to.
Opo, like, kami po talaga noon, if we may share, like, nakanganga na lang po kami.
Yeah, to be honest.
We asked her a few words.
Mm-hmm.
Talaga,
okay.
Curious po talaga kami how po siya naging to that level. So, yun po.
Yeah. And to be fair talagang as in, hindi siya yung nag-i-speak ng Korean language na alam mo like yung mga Korean words na ini-insert lang. As in straight up na Korean Kaya parang grabe, what? As in talagang hindi po kami makapaniwala and she's very generous din to alam mo yun, to share her talent din sa podcast. Yeah. Kaya we really admire her talaga.
Yeah,
ayun.
So, you know what's touching ngayon? Kasi both of them, first time, madaming, Riza, first time po, like, in the interview, like, first time ko ma-interview to a podcast, so, isa po kayo dun, sa mga, like, na-invite po na, it's their first time to, like, matanong for a podcast, so, memorable po talaga.
Yeah. And ano yung, to be honest, we're very thankful din na, alam mo, yung mga first-timers, parang binigay nila yung trust sa atin na, di ba, like for their first experience. Kaya medyo, somewhat parang may pressure din sa amin na kailangan like every episodes for those people na first-timer, kailangan maging memorable. Alam mo yung, ano ba yan? Sayang naman yung experience. Kaya, as much as possible, talagang really give our best talaga in every episodes para maging maganda yung kakalabasan ng podcast. Ayun nga, Ms. Riza, as just mentioned kanina, thank you talaga for accepting our invitation. And ayun, we can't wait to get to know you better because upon reading your credentials, nako, grabe, very interesting talaga yung mga ganap din talaga sa buhay ng isang Miss Riza Dizon. Talagang nung binigay sa amin ni Miss Lorraine yung like list of the things that you do, ay gosh. Grabe, super busy and super productive. So, ayun, before pala anything else, before we formally start the podcast, kamusta naman po pala kayo ngayon? How's life lately?
Everything is actually amazing. Even though maraming problema, I'm sure we are still in the pandemic, so parang yung isip natin parang kailan ba ito matatapos? Pero by God's grace naman, we are more than conqueror kasi. So every day is a special day. Minsan kasi sinasabi na ano ba yung ganap mo sa buhay ngayon? Parang sabi na nothing special, just a typical day. But alam mo yung chini-change ni God yung perspective mo when it comes to life. Kasi every day, kahit walang ganap, like for example, it's like a typical day sa work, or like sa inyo, yung pagiging intern nyo, but actually, waking up in the morning is special itself. Kasi hindi lahat ng tao may chance na gumising sa isang araw. I mean, sa araw. So, I'm just very thankful kasi parang meron akong napagtuunan din ng pansin aside from, working. Kasi minsan yung work ko parang nakaka-stress kahit nasa work from home setting siya. Kasi minsan naboboard ka eh. Kasi before, I was working in a travel agency. So, yung parang yung environment ko is office talaga. And then it was changed into like a normal work from home setting. So minsan nakakatamad gumising, yung nag-a-alarm pa tapos ino-off mo lang tapos alarm pa ulit lang after 15 minutes. So mga ganun. Yeah. But yeah, every day is a blessing din naman.
I like that po, yung every day is a blessing.
Yeah.
I heard someone say that po. Formally start the podcast po. So, yung first question lang naman po namin is, I get everyone naman po, tinatanong namin ito, can you tell us more something about yourself po?
Okay, parang mapapalaban ako dito.
Mukhang resume
Resume pala to, expanding of resume. Pero yeah, hello to our listeners. Hello to you, Jas, Lloyd. Ako po si Riza Dizon. I'm actually 25 years old. And I'm a very proud Filipina. Yes, Filipina po ako, guys. With the passion for Korea. Yes. So, ako yung bunso. Ako yung pinakabunso sa pamilya ko. Yes, but way back, meron sana akong meron ako younger sibling sana. But namatay siya, unfortunately. So ako yung naging youngest sa family. Yes. So I actually finished Bachelor of Science in Business Administration, majoring Human Resource Development Management dito sa city namin. Yes. And just like what I said a while ago, before I have this current job, nagtiteach ako ng English as a second language to global students kasi. So, may na-encounter ako na mga Korean students, bata, tsaka adults. So, kaya parang minsan, in the class, nagko-Korean din kami. And then Japanese, and then, basta global, parang, but mostly, Japanese and Korean talaga yung parang dominant sa students. And then, right now, just wanna share kasi opportunity din kasi na, I was actually learning Korean language din. Kasi, diba, yung mga pangarap natin makapunta ng Korea, maganda talaga yung parang makakapag-communicate ka with the locals, with their native language. Kasi, I've heard kasi na even parang simple expressions lang or mga phrases, they really appreciate it. Yeah, na-appreciate nila yung mga foreigners na try to communicate them with their native language. And yeah, gusto ko kasing makapunta sa Korea soon, probably ASAP kung pwede. Yes. I actually started yung parang na-expose ako with Korea through K-dramas, guys. Yes. Hindi ako ma-K-pop actually. Sinasabi ko yan lagi pag may mga K-friends. Actually, yung K-friends, yan yung tinatawag namin sa mga K-enthusiast na mga people. And actually, aside from being a K-influencer and honorary reporters, it's another community na nasalihan ko, yung K-friends. It's under the Korea Tourism Organization. Yes, so it parang you will serve as online ambassadors to share Korea to the world. So pwede ka mag-share a lot, maybe a culture or history or K-pop, anything na pwede mong i-share, mga cosmetics. I've heard kanina you like Korean cosmetics or skincares.
Yeah.
Yes. And I agree kasi I like it also. Mostly my cosmetics and skincares are Korean products. So kaya naririnig ko kanina, para sabi ko, oh, okay, I see, yung mga ganon. Yes. And right now, isa din sa opportunity na nagbukas sa akin when I started parang yung passion ko for Korea, sa language nila, is that I'm actually teaching Korean language here in the college sa city namin.
Wow.
Yeah. Pero part-time lang siya, but at least, 'di ba, yung parang yung passion mo to learn Korean and then nakapag-teach ka pa rin sa iba. So you shared your passion, your knowledge kung ano yung mga natutunan mo rin sa Korean language. So kaya sinabi ko kanina na huwag kayong mag-alala kasi yung level ko sa Korean, guys, beginner.
Now that we get to know your background, let's move on naman po sa story mo in discovering your interests about Korea. So, I guess medyo nabigyan niyo na kami ng gist sa kung paano niyo siya na-discover yung or nag-gain yung interest niyo sa Korea. Pero could you please elaborate it po? Paano niyo pa siya fully na-discover? Paano kayo mas naging invested sa Korea?
So sabi ko nga kanina, first ko yung K-friends. So because of that community, I was able to gain a lot of internet friends na same ng passion. Kasi iba kasi yung mga friends ko dito wala silang alam sa Korea. So hindi ako masyadong ang hirap i-explain sa kanila yung passion mo kasi hindi naman nila naiintindihan. But when I gain a lot of key friends, so nag-share kami ng passions, tapos I've learned din na bakit sila sumali kasi nga gusto nila yung Korea. And mostly, I think not really mostly, parang all of them, kasali na ako, gusto talaga makapunta ng Korea kasi most of us hindi pa nakapunta ng Korea. Alam mo nagsustory ka about your passion ng Korea, pero ever since hindi ka talaga nakakapunta sa country. So, ang hirap i-imagine, diba? Ang hirap i-imagine yung maganda tong place na to, yung Nami Island, yung Jeju. Ang hirap i-explain kasi puro imagination at pictures lang yung na-experience mo. But then, kaya nga, last year, okay, finalo ko lahat ng mga organizations, legit organizations from Korea. So, from KoreaNet, under COSIS, Korea Tourism Organization, lahat ng mga pwedeng mapagkitaan ko ng mga information about Korea, pino-follow ko siya lahat ng social medias. So, after that, nag-come up sa feed yung K-influencer at saka honorary reporters. Kasi same umbrella sila ng courses eh. So, nung application date ng K-influencer, application date din ng honorary reporter. So, sa pagiging mapangarapin ko, meron ba yung word na mapangarapin? Pagiging ambitious ko, kasi nga gusto ko yung parang ma-widen yung knowledge kung ma-engage talaga sa Korean community na, you know, yung sa government nila mismo. It's really fulfilling actually na hindi mo na-expect na you will be recognized by the Korea organization tsaka Korea government mismo. Kasi government organizations yung mga departments na yon. So, sabi ko, okay, I'll try to join. So, thankfully, okay, nasali ako sa both programs. So, after that, parang sabi ko, oh my gosh, parang eto na talaga. Tapos kinakabahan din ako kasi first time. Both program, first time ako. And then sabi ko, kakayanin ko ba to? I mean, maaano ko ba yung mga mga responsibilities as K-influencer or you know, HR. Tapos sabi ko, okay Lord, itatry ko to, Lord. So after that, yeah, nagsishare kami ng mga passion sa other K-influencers noon. And then sa HR. So, yan din yung parang naging motivation ko this year na as much as possible, I will be active on writing. Kasi before, 3 articles lang yung na-publish ko, na-approve din. Kasi parang na-focus din ako sa editing ng K-influencer. So, yeah, yun yung parang nag-widen ng passion ko for Korea. Kasi na-expose na ako sa ganung mga settings.
Wow. I mean, paano ko ba siya i-explain? Kasi the way you explained or the way you share your story, kung paano mo parang, alam mo yun, napalawak yung interest mo sa Korea. It's very, alam mo yun, the way you deliver, parang it's very passionate. Alam mo yun, yung feel na feel mo talaga na this is what I want talaga. But anyways, now that we talk about like your, should I say journey or parang on how you parang napalawak yung love and interest sa Korea, now we will be moving on to the YouTube stuff naman. Kasi diba, aside from being an influencer and an honorary reporter, you also do like YouTube, like vlog and other contents. And so to start with, may we know when did your passion in becoming a YouTuber started?
Actually, hindi ko matandaan yung exact moment. But before kasi nag-watch ako ng mga vlogs ng mga artista or yung mga vloggers. First na parang parang nahumaling talaga ako is yung 𝙤𝙊𝙉𝙏. Naalala nyo yung 𝙤𝙊𝙉𝙏?
Oh, yes.
Parang sila ata yung first na nagpakilala about vlogging dito sa Philippines. And then parang, ang ganda ng mga kwento, tas ganon. Pero hindi ko pa nasagip sa isip ko na parang, okay, mag-vlog ako. Kasi gusto ko lang talaga i-share yung passion ko sa singing. Alam mo naman, pag singerest, sabi nila singerest. Pag ganun, gusto ko kasi magre-record ng mga songs kahit hindi naman totally professional. Basta gusto ko lang ma-share. And then, at one point nun, parang sabi ko, ano ba tong YouTube? Actually, hindi ko talaga alam yung mga YouTube channel na yan before. Wala akong background as in super super zero ako sa mga ganyan. And then one time, nakikita ko yung nag-explore ako sa YouTube. Sabi ko, ano ba to? Tapos may nagsabi doon na, di ba, mag-click ka, magko-comment ka sa isang video, kailangan ka magkaroon ng name. Di ba? So, kailangan mag-create ng channel. Okay, ito pala yun, ganun. And then after that, nagtry ako mag-upload ng, yun nga, yung mga songs ko na mga wale, mga raw. If you can see the very first video na in-upload ko sa YouTube ko, parang song cover lang talaga siya. And then, walang editing, walang intro, walang outro, walang mga ganon. Basta share ko lang siya sa YouTube. And then, it's been a while, parang super matagal din bago siya na nasundan ng content. Ganyan ako katamad nun. And then after that, parang sabi ko, ay, maganda pala tong ano. Pero, merong nag-hold back sa'yo na baka walang mag-subscribe, ganun. Baka hindi makikita naman ng mga tao. Kasi, nakita ko yung first video ko nun. Super, parang ang liit ng views. And then sabi ko, okay, parang yung nawalan ka ng gana kasi parang baka wala namang nanonood kasi ang dami ng mga YouTubers dyan, ang dami naman, malalaki pa yung iba, tas mabongga pa yung mga equipment, so parang ang galing talaga ng mga angles, mga kuha nila kasi professionals yung mga equipments, ganon. But then, yeah, nung nakilala ko talaga yung K-influencer, dun talaga parang na-inspire ako mag-create ng contents. Although, hindi lahat, kasi minsan may mga contents ako, diba? May ibang contents aside sa K-influencer missions. And then, after that, parang sabi ko, ay, okay, maganda naman pala. And then, nung nagkaroon ako ng mga internet friends, and thankfully, they're also supportive naman. So, they were able to watch the videos. So, parang sabi ko, okay, pwede din pala. Sige, okay lang. Okay lang na ganito pa lang yung views, mga ganon. Kasi 'di ba, even though hindi naman you're not into views talaga, basta makapag-share ka lang, makita mo rin pala talaga yung motivation pag maraming nanonood. Kasi ano pa yung reason mo kung hindi naman pinapanood yung YouTube video mo, kaya nga in-upload mo doon kasi mas wider yung market sa YouTube. So, maraming, not just in Philippines, but to all the other countries, pwede silang manood. So, yeah, yun talaga yung parang nag-open up na mag-pursue as aspiring YouTube content creator.
Yeah, and just to add na lang din with what you said, kasi ako kasi personally, during my parang teenage years, very exposed talaga ako sa mga different vloggers, not just in the Philippines, but even around the world. So, lagi pag nanonood ako, kasi minsan, di ba, kapag there's a certain YouTuber na super big na, like, ang dami na achievements in their career, minsan may mga vlogs sila regarding how to start a YouTube channel, ganon, or tips. Yeah. So, when I watch that, wala na akong plano like to pursue a YouTube career. Pero, based off kasi sa mga sinasabi nila, laging the first thing that they're going to say, if gusto mo YouTube channel, maging YouTuber just for the sake of money, wag mo nang ituloy. Kasi yung passion mo, kasi hindi, parang walang sense yung passion mo na para sa kumita ka lang. Though, may factor yon, di ba, na parang nakita na ako. So, it's parang additional, parang motivating factor sa'yo na i-pursue yung career. Pero, kapag kasi starting channel ka pa lang, di ba, parang that's the hardest part. Kailangan mo talaga pagtrabahuhan. And you really need to be patient then with, the right timing and kung kailan talaga magki-click yung mga contents mo sa audience. So, kaya super na-admire ko talaga yung mga aspiring YouTubers kasi, kasi pag nag-start ka, parang suntok sa buwan.
Yeah.
Na parang there's no assurance na if magbo-boom ka or what, pero the fact that you started it and the fact that you believed in yourself na you can do it, parang, alam mo yon, there's a possibility talaga na you're gonna make it. So, ayun lang naman yung take ko sa mga aspiring YouTubers kasi you'll never know talaga kasi with the internet and with the social medias that we have now, parang everything is possible na mangyayari. So, ay kapit lang talaga and who knows, 'di ba? A few months, 'di ba? Or years, basta tuloy mo lang yung ginagawa mo, and if it's something that you love, di ba? Bakit mo titigil? Just for the sake of money or what, di ba?
Yes,
takes
that's
time.
True.
Kaya salute talaga sa inyo. Salute talaga ako sa mga aspiring YouTubers talaga. Parang they deserve more recognition sa mga ginagawa nila.
Amazing. Wala, nagustuhan ko yung sinabi. Wala, ang ganda nun. Yeah.
Hindi po to TED Talk na.
TED Talk. Pero that's true yung there's no assurance. Pero at least, di ba, you tried. And nag-release ka ng content. So, speaking of content po, Miss Riza, among everything that you made on your channel po, ano po yung pinaka-memorable for you po?
Actually, I would always say this, na every content naman is memorable, but if you will be asking kung, for me, as the journey goes on, I said this in one of my vlogs ata. With one of my vlogs, it's actually a collaboration video mission with our K-influencer. Nung nag-uusap kami, how is it being a K-influencer, ganun. The most memorable was during our July mission. When you see the playlist I created sa channel ko, ito yung the Korea that I've experienced. Ito yung mission. Kasi yung mission na yun, that time, dalawa. It's either you can do both or you can choose one topic. Yung isang topic is the Korea that I've experienced, yung parang sa place mo, yung Korea na na-experience mo sa place mo. And then the other one is how Korea viewed in your country. But kaya nga, ang hirap kasi magkaroon ng mag-guess ng ibang friends ko kung paano ba nila na-view yung Korea. So, yung pinili ko, hindi ko siya ginawa both. Yung pinili ko is yung Korea that I've experienced. What makes it very memorable for me is that yung restaurant na kung saan ako nag-vlog niyan was the very first experience ko with Korea. I mean, I remember yung Suban Korean restaurant dito sa city namin. I first had an experience with it when I was still in college. Alam mo yung parang Chris TV type na presentation? Kasi business English namin yun. And then, we have to cover up yung parang, sabi ng professor namin, okay, since we are talking about presentation, so you have to create a video na yung parang Chris TV, yung pupunta kayo ng isang place or not necessarily restaurant actually, parang place, and then napili namin yung sagka-grupo namin na yung Suban kasi it's one of the best Korean restaurants here sa city namin, and I would always really say na very recommended if ako yung pagpipiliin kasi merong ibang restaurants dito sa Dumaguete, but usually yung binabalik-balikan ko until now is yung Suban. Kasi yung experience ko sa kanila for the first time na, kasi sabi, 'di ba, K-drama tapos K-food, pero hindi pa ako nakapag-eat ng K-food before that experience. So, nung sinabi na okay, sa Suban tayo, parang na-excite ako. And then sabi, tapos kami yung host noon. Alam mo yung parang ang feeler na nagiging host na, hi guys, welcome back. We will, and then after that, I mean, during that time, it's very memorable also kasi even though it's our first ever experience with that restaurant, we were able to interview the owner mismo.
Oh, wow.
Yes, because yung instruction kasi ng prof namin is you will ask the owner or probably maybe a manager kung wala ang owner na about business, yung marketing strategy nyo na to be a competitive business in the market, in the long run, mga ganon. So, I was really thankful kasi nag-okay yung owner mismo. And then, sabi ko, wow. And then, alam mo, yung gusto mong makakita ng Korean. Kasi, never po ako nakakita ng Korean like in person before. Even though gusto ko talaga yung mga dramas, ganun. So, sabi ko, pag na, parang oppa. yung owner parang oppa. Tapos, ayun, nag-interview na kami sa owner. And then, after that, and also, unexpected din talaga yung happenings doon. Kasi, the experience was really amazing with the owner. Plus, it was also the very first time that I experienced eating an authentic Korean food. And guess what? For free.
Sana all.
Yes.
Sana all. Wow.
Hindi namin in-expect na the owner would yung parang pinakain kami ng mga delicacies nila doon, mga cuisines. Kasi yung lang talaga namin doon is to interview him, and then after that uuwi na kami kasi magi-edit ng video. But I was shocked kasi I remember meron dong �12𝙁𝙁𝙍𝙏, kimchi. It's also the first time na nakakain ako ng kimchi. And it's been parang for years, sabi ko, gusto ko kumain ng kimchi. And then dun yung parang na-fulfill yung dream mo. And for free pa talaga, guys. I mean, kasi nung bumalik ako sa kanila, yung sa mission ko, of course, medyo kamahalan talaga yung mga kasi yung servings nila, hindi pang isang tao. Yung budichigan nila is parang 5 to 7 people na talaga makakain. Diba? So, mahal talaga. But then, they offered it for free. And then, may tea din, yung Korean tea. And then, nagja-jobstick kami noon kahit hindi kami marunong. So, humingi na kami ng tinidor tsaka kutsara. Kasi ang feeling na nagja-chopsticks, hindi naman. And then, yung experience ko din with kimchi noon, sayang nga lang kasi hindi ko na-upload yun sa YouTube before. Kasi wala talaga akong plan about content, mga vlog na yan. Meron akong copy noon na sayang nga lang nawala yung USB na may copy nung video. So, yun yung parang grabe, the best na experience. Tsaka, yung interior design, if nakikita nyo yung video, para siyang hanok. So, para ka talagang nasa Korea. Compared to other restaurants na parang modernized, yung Suban, para talagang nasa Korea kasi yung vibes niya is hanok vibe. Yung traditional house ng Korea. Tas may parang painting sa wall na mga Joseon Dynasty na mga tao. So, mga hanbok, yung mga gat na hat, mga ganun. So, as in, super, super gaan ang feeling, and then, yung experience din for free. So, that makes it the most memorable for me. Kasi, after 5 years, 2016 yon, and then 2021, bumalik ako for the mission. So, kumain ako ulit doon for the mission and nag-explain ako yung experience ko din. So, yeah, and that's also one of the videos na feature sa Koreanet mismo. Yeah, kasi meron doon na parang up and down na season wherein other YouTubers, mga big YouTubers, they will give feedbacks to your videos. And that's one of my videos na na-feature.
Wow.
So, I was like, oh my gosh, ito pala feeling na makita mo yung sarili mo sa sa ibang videos na, and ano pa siya, parang nabo-broadcast pa siya sa Korea, ganon. So, it's very fulfilling. Fulfilling siya, guys. So, yeah, yun yung parang pinaka-memorable ko.
Sige. Bali, pupunta na po kami dyan. Alis na po kami. Saan ba?
Okay. Lilibre ko kayo.
Dumagete. Noted po. Pero, Miss Riza, with that, yung lahat po ng yun, what do you love most about being yung K-influencer po?
Was it the receiving the products?
Yeah.
The reviews? Ano po the main reason?
Actually, the main reason is that para talaga ma-enhance ko din talaga yung content creation ko with YouTube channel. Kasi they really help a lot. Meron kasi silang educational videos kung paano mag-i-edit. So, it's very helpful kasi especially as an aspiring content creator sa YouTube, ang hirap mag-edit ng mga videos. Lalo na pag super long yung videos. And mobile phone lang yung ginagamit ko. So, minsan, parang bumalik yung isa. Okay, wait lang. Babalik. Mga ganun. May mga ganun talaga, guys. And it's very frustrating. But, alam mo yung binibigyan ka pa rin nila ng inspiration na you can do it. As mga feedbacks nila sa video, okay, ito yung mas better na gagawin mo next time. Mga ganun. Tapos, they also, parang sinasabi nila na, you're good. But, of course, learning is still there. So, you can do better next time, mga ganun. So, hindi talaga siya about the subsidy kasi mayroon silang subsidy sa mga creators. Hindi talaga ganun. Although, one of the reasons, pero kahit naman walang subsidy, go pa rin ako. Kasi, okay lang naman kung walang subsidy kasi hindi din ako into subsidy I was just actually very thankful na merong silang ganyan. Pero hindi yan yung parang main point ko na bakit ako pumasok sa academy. Yung ganun.
Yeah. So, I guess, yun, di ba? Parang, how do I say it ba? It's the passion talaga. Yung pinaka-main reason na ito yung gusto ko and parang you want to learn something from this. So, sige, try natin, di ba? Yeah, and it's a good it's a good parang reason din talaga na alam mo yun yung pinanggagalingan mo. So, now that we talk about then like yung sa journey mo sa pagiging ang dami na natin pag-usapan like journey towards the beauty of Korea, your interest then becoming a K-influencer, a YouTuber. So, itong next nating topic, though you've mentioned it earlier, parang like, na-introduce mo na siya sa amin. Kasi nung nagre-research po kami, binabasa namin like yung credentials mo. And then, ito talaga yung parang, ano to? Yun yung sa akin, nakapagpaisip na, ano yung ginagawa? Parang, oh my gosh. Natin. So, to be specific naman, ang pag-uusapan natin is like yung pagiging honorary reporter. So, ito kasi, nung ginawa namin yung script, and ginawa namin yung questions, napasearch talaga ako, like, ano yung honorary reporter? Kasi parang first time ko lang din siya na-encounter. Tapos, little did I know na ano pala talaga siya, like, a non-Korean na someone na outside from South Korea na, ayun nga po, parang tutulong to promote din the country and then kung ano yung pa yung ino-offer like mga products, 'di ba, mga culture and other vital information din talaga na pwedeng ibigay sa readers. So, grabe, parang na-amaze talaga ako na wow, sana may gantong, alam mo yon, may gantong background. Kasi basically you're like representing the Philippines.
Yes.
South Korea.
That's it.
So it's a big thing talaga. So now with the question po, since na-mention na rin kanina yung journey mo, how you start then yung pagiging honorary reporter. So we would just like to ask then, kasi baka mamaya meron tayong mga listeners sa podcast na who would like to try then maging honorary reporter someday. So could you please share to us yung pinaka background ng ano pa ba yung ginagawa talaga ng isang honorary reporter, and maybe for those listeners na interested, saan sila pwedeng like mag-try to be like you someday?
Okay, so yung honorary reporters, first time ko siya na narinig last year. Before ako nag-apply last year. Kasi last year ako nag-apply and then nakapasok naman, and then this would be my second time this year. But the honorary reporters started way back 2011. So 11 years na sila in operation. So yeah, but I'm thankful na kahit hindi ako nakapag sa the very first time, but at least the journey is still there na, like especially in this recent times. Hindi din ako masyadong nakakagets kung ano ba yung honorary reporters before, but through our coordinators for HR, Annie and Cal. Hi Cal, hi Annie. Maybe they will be able to hear this from Korea. They're very hardworking and they're really, really approachable when it comes to questions. Yung honorary reporters is that you cover articles. That was last year, but this year I think they actually wait lang ha, kasi nag-open ako sa studio ko para makita ko yung mga meron kasi silang in-upgrade this year. Before you can write articles, so you can insert pictures, but now you can have either video clip or illustration kung mahilig ka mag-drawing. So, pwede ka mag-create ng mga drawings like yung mga palaces sa Korea, tas sasabihin mo, what would I want to do if I visit Gyeongbokgung, mga ganon. So, mga ganyan. So, hindi siya limited sa kailangan mo mag-interview sa ibang tao when it comes to Korea. You can use to write about your experience. For example, like you said, yung mga K-pop, kasi yun yung talagang nag-boom ngayon yung mga K-pop. So, for example, you went to a K-pop concert like Super Junior or, BTS, EXO. You can write that experience of yours. Yes, you can cover up that. And then, if ever, for example, meron ka ding pinuntahan na parang, for example, pumunta ka ng Korean Cultural Center natin. Yes, marami doon na pwedeng ikwento. So, you can put there a day, depende din sa title mo Ikaw lang din yung maggagawa ng title. For example, a day with a Korea cultural blah blah blah. And then, you will just state there. You will write kung it's the first time ba you visit, ano yung nagustuhan mo. Tas you will attach pictures for parang kasi 'di ba yung mga articles, even other websites, may mga pictures din, 'di ba? Yung mga proof pictures na ito yung sinasabi niya. Kasi pag lahat puro words lang, minsan kasi naboboard yung readers. So as much as possible, you can be creative with the pictures. At least kung mababasa nila, tas makita yung pictures, parang okay, I have to read this until the end. Yung mga ganun ba? So after that, pwede din, like, you will interview someone. For example, if you can interview the director of the cultural center, ano ba yung ties with Korea and Philippines, and then ilang years na ba yung ties with the mga ganon, mga cultural ties. So hindi siya limited for like kailangan talaga na magmasid ka talaga sa Korea kung ano nangyayari. Hindi siya limited dyan. So, you can have the experience. Or, if for example, you are into cooking, so, pwede mo i-share yung mga experiment mo. Like, for example, kimchi, tapos, you will mix it with a Filipino dish, tapos i-state mo doon na ito yun, tapos you will have the procedure, mga ganon, mga pictures. So, pwede siya. So, as honorary reporters, it's actually a voluntary kind of work. Yes, but you will get a certificate. And if you will write outstanding articles based sa criteria nila, you will receive honorarium, just like I said. That's one of the best motivation that you can do, aside from writing for your passion. And there's also a lot of workshops where you can enhance. If gusto mo talaga magsulat, like yung, meron kasing mga tao na gusto talaga magsulat pero hindi nila alam kung saan sila mag-start. So that's very helpful for you to, parang you will learn from other honorary reporters din na seniors na. So paano siya magiging effective, and then ano yung ginagawa mo to, parang gaganahan ka magsulat for that. So all around the world, meron siyang iba't ibang languages. So may mga Chinese, for Chinese K-enthusiasts. But mostly, pag sa Filipino, English kasi yung usual natin ginagamit. So, yeah, yun mga ganun. So, if ever, sa mga listeners natin dyan, if you wanted to try, this is actually a yearly program. So, Cal actually explained it last orientation, last May 21. Nag-orientation kami sa honorary reporters. They explain it why they have to do it yearly, although previous HR can apply again and again, but they have to do it yearly kasi may mga times kasi na like within this year hindi nakapagsulat ng kahit na isang article yung HR. So they will give time to that HR na baka they have a difficult time in the schedule, so they can say, okay, I will not join here. Kasi sila yung pumipili sa mga HRs na So we are now in the 12th class, so maybe next year that would be the 13th class of the HR program. So kung gusto mo, pag may passion ka sa Korea, pag may passion ka sa pagsusulat, you can join. Hindi sila strict when it comes to that. Basta alam mo yung passion mo sa Korea, gusto mong i-share sa buong mundo, yes, you can join.
Ayun. So, yung mga nakikinig dyan na baka naman you could be the next Miss Riza Dizon, di ba?
Miss Universe lang. And by the way, guys, if you have any questions regarding the programs that we actually are talking about with Lloyd and Jas, you can always contact me on my social media accounts. Let's be mutual.
Yeah, let's be moots.
Moots. Yeah, moots.
Pero Miss Riza, of all that po, ano po yung hardest part of being an honorary reporter po?
Okay. Hardest part is paano ka mag-formulate ng article. Like for example, nakapag-formulate ka na ng article mo, ano ba yung next na pwede mong i-cover up? Yung mga ganun. Kasi mostly kasi sa mga honorary reporters, minsan naka-cover up na sa iba, minsan na-explain na sa iba. So ano ba yung pwede mong gawin na hindi ka plagiarism? Kasi very strict sila sa ganyan. Yes. Kasi 'di ba, nakikita yan sa mga tao nakikita yan sa mga readers all over the world. So when it comes to plagiarism, they're very strict to it, especially for the wordings talaga na kinakopy mo talaga, and then yung sa copyright din ng pictures na gagamitin. Very strict sila.
Oh.
So yan, yung formulation talaga ng articles pinakamahirap for me.
I think so.
Felt po namin yun. Ramdam po namin
like as communication students, kasi meron po kami like mga subjects regarding like mga feature articles, ganon.
Yes.
Parang same din.
Same
We can relate.
Careful po talaga.
Yeah.
Yes.
Baka po
very careful.
Pagalitan ng prop. Pero anyway po, how did this yung pagiging honorary reporter niyo po, how did it change your life? And what's the most fulfilling part of the job po for you po, Miss?
Actually, it changed my life in a way na, yeah, just like sa academy ng K-influencer, ang dami ko din naging friends, not just here in the Philippines. Meron akong mga Indian friends, marami, sa buong mundo. Meron akong Indonesian friends kasi nakilala ko sila through this program. And then we were able to collaborate with each other. And then yung fulfilling is that yung makakita mo na yung the fruits of your labor is not in vain. Especially nung nanalo kami sa September mission namin last year.
Wow.
Yung pinag-create kami ng autumn, thank you. Autumn, issue na ano ba yung pwedeng, may topic kami. Tapos yung topic naman about Hangul. So, collaboration with Pinoy HRs, and then meron din sa ibang, I think meron coming from India. She was also very active, and then I was not expecting to parang manalo, kasi it was also the very first mission na nasalihan ko. Kasi yung ibang missions, meron din kasing missions every month na ano yung dapat isusulat. But hindi ako masyadong nakapag-join. Kasi nga, ang hirap mag-formulate ng mga ideas. And yung times na may nag-calligraphy, hindi naman ako marunong mag-calligraphy. So, hindi ako makakapag-join. Yeah, so it's very fulfilling ng time na yun. And then, it's also very fulfilling na if ever you will go to Korea, you can find Annie and Cal, and then you can visit the COSIS office. Tapos makikilala ka nila as HR. Yun yung pinaka-fulfilling dun.
Wow.
Just maging honorary report.
This is your sign, Lloyd.
Yeah, try kayo next year, guys.
Ang interesting kasi talaga, kaya kumbaga, like among all the topics that we listed, dun talaga ako very curious talaga na malaman. So, grabe, ang galing.
It's your sign. This is your sign. Si Miss na yung sign mo.
Tapos invite mo na ako sa podcast, tapos mag-guest din ako.
Yes, actually, I'm planning to ask then, maybe in the academy, feature
ang galing
ko kayo.
kasi talaga, I mean, very kasi to be honest, first time ko lang talaga narinig yun. Kaya parang sabi ko, ang unique naman na, alam mo yun, despite na you're not in Korea, physically, di ba? Pero you can still represent your country, di ba? Through honorary reporting. So, ang galing talaga. Wala, na-amaze lang ako. But anyways, ito na, Miss Riza.
Ito na, yes.
Ito na talaga ang ating pasabog. Pupunta na tayo sa exciting part.
Exciting part. Wala pala tayo sa exciting part kanina.
Yeah, kasi, hindi, actually part na yun eh. Pero ito na talaga yung exciting kasi alam ko nag-enjoy tayo sa mga topics na pinag-uusapan natin, and you know, your story talaga, it's very interesting din, and you're so generous po kasi talaga in sharing your story, so thank you for that. But before we conclude this, before we conclude your guesting in this podcast, meron tayong little surprise kasi
Oh my God!
sa mga guests kasi namin po with the podcast, ano talaga, as in, lagi may pasabog kami. Hindi pwedeng hindi sila dadaan sa face na to. So,
kasi,
pakilabas yung guest. Joke lang. Pakilabas yung guest na kinuha namin sa Korea.
Dadaan po dito.
Ano po, nasa joke lang. Yung pa-surprise namin is a game, a fun game just to lighten up the mood ng ating podcast. So, Jas will be explaining it to you. So, ayan, habang nag-experience si Jas, mag-stretching na po tayo dahil ito po ay isang madugong laro. So, Jas,
yes po.
Go ahead.
Okay. Kahit po si Miss Cherika, like, na-shock po siya. I mean, everyone naman.
Kinakabahan ako. Ano ba
Na-shock po siya ng very light. Although, ito pong game namin kasi we change it according po dun sa guest. So, iba po yung sa first episode, iba po yung kay Miss Cherika. Like, inaano po talaga namin, ginagawa according po dun sa interest, and
Background.
then
Yeah.
kung ano po ginagawa nung guest namin for the week. Pero this one po kasi, it's just a fast talk. Yung pa kay Tito Boy po. And we prepared,
Okay.
opo, and we prepared 10 random questions for you po. And all you have to do is answer these questions as fast as you can. Yun lang po.
Yun lang naman.
Surprise.
Wala naman pong
No explanation
Surprise.
needed.
Yeah, oo. As in, answer lang. Snap.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my
So-
gosh. Buya Bonda, ikaw ba yan?
Ako po talaga.
Ikaw na susunod.
Ako na. But anyway, so ayun, Miss Riza, ready ka na ba? Game ka na? Ba't parang papunta akong Chris Aquino? Ba't game ka na ba? Ready ka na ba?
Talaga yung naisip ko.
Ready ka na ba?
then-
Okay. So, the first is best skincare tip.
Wow!
Di ba ang hirap agad? Sige, ang timer.
Yun. Always wear sunscreen.
Yeah, that's true.
Noted
Okay,
po.
Favorite K-drama?
𝙐𝙊𝙆𝙀𝙐 Kwento. It's okay to not be okay.
Oh. Ito na. Favorite K-pop group?
EXO and BTS.
Oh.
Favorite K-pop song?
Epiphany by Jin of BTS.
Hoy! Yes.
Yeah!
Tama yan. Next is your favorite Korean word.
사랑해.
Sarang.
Oh.
I love you.
Ito na. Pero alam natin ang sagot dito, Jas eh.
Oo
Your
nga
favorite Korean food. Lahat.
Basta Korean.
Basta
food.
Korean. Lahat. Okay. Next is ito. Since you're a K-influencer, what's your most favorite package you received? The box.
Wait. It's actually the September mission gift. It's a bag, crossover bag, body bag with K-influencer word, and then badges. K-influencer badge, and then closest badges.
Wow.
And then I wanted to show you this one. The cell phone strap with K-influencer word.
Oh.
So cute.
Cute po.
Deserve.
Deserve.
Next,
Thank
ito. Since you mentioned na, di ba you haven't visited Korea. So, di ba, who knows, malay mo this year or next year, di ba, makavisit na ng Korea. So, our next question is your top 3 destinations you would like to visit in South Korea.
Okay. Jeju. Jeju
wow.
is always been my dream island to visit.
Hmm.
Dahil yan sa K-drama na My Girl ni Lee Dong-wook. Yung mandarins. Meron kasing plantation doon, malaking plantation ng mandarin. And then, Gwangju. Have you heard about Gwangju, guys?
Actually, I haven't.
Yeah.
Taga dun po si si J-Hope.
It's actually,
Ay, where?
yeah, yun. Gusto ko doon. Kasi
Gwangju.
actually, yung Gwangju, hindi siya masyadong popular when it comes to hindi siya parang in-introduce. But I've learned Gwangju when that was like 2018 sa travel agency, parang ini-introduce yung Gwangju sa Korean Tourism Board. So, mga agencies kasali. So, doon ko nalaman. And then, I was really shocked and surprised and happy kasi doon din si J-Hope.
Yes.
So, yan
I
yung
didn't know that. Well,
yeah.
Doon din po yung
nalaman.
yung J-Hope na pababa pong monument
Yes.
po ba yun?
Oh.
And then,
Nashock ako.
yes,
That's
super. And then, more on traditional sila doon. Maganda.
Yeah.
And then the third is Daegu.
Oh, Daegu. Sugar.
Yeah. Sugar.
Talaga?
Yes.
Me.
Opo, yes.
Yeah, Daegu boys. Yeah.
Amazing po.
So, narinig niya ng universe. So, Diba? Let's see. Pero very like very interesting yung mga like locations na pupuntahan.
Mhm.
Next
Yeah.
is a Korean personality you would like to collaborate in the future. Baka nakikinig siya ng podcast. Sino ba?
Sino ba? Si Miss Jenna Kim. Isa siya sa sa guest namin sa workshop ng K-influencer before.
Oh, okay. May we know like what's her may aside from personality, like a blogger? Or
Yeah, a blogger.
vlogger.
Siya. And then parang meron din siyang work eh. Meron din siyang work siya. Yeah.
Ayun, Miss Jenny, if you're listening, galawin mo ang baso.
Annyeonghaseyo!
Ay, hindi pala nakakaintindi ng Tagalog. Pa-translate na lang. English. Ayun. And for the last question is your most favorite article written as an honorary report? Since you've written a lot.
Alright. No. Actually, last year, 3 lang.
Marami na po yun. Sige, go.
More than once.
Oh yeah, marami na
More
siya.
than once, sorry. The best is when I was able to write about Gwangju.
Oh.
Yes. When you check it, pangalawa ko siyang article na na-approve. And then, yeah, dun ko sinabi na I was surprised na it's J-Hope's hometown as well. So, I would love to visit his hometown when I go there. Like that.
Wow.
Wow.
Tara na mag-South Korea.
It's a sign.
It's a sign. Gusto ko puntahan yung, like yung, di ba yung coffee shop ng parents niya, ni Jamie, doon. Kasi nag-viral din siya. Oo. Kahit yun man lang, kahit di na si Jamie, kung hindi kaya. Kahit yung parents na lang. But yeah.
Oo nga.
But anyways, ayun lang naman po yung ating pa-surprise. Very chill lang naman. Or marami ba kayo?
Yes.
Yun lang naman. But thank you for being game din, participating din sa game. We really enjoyed your answers and at least diba, we get to know you pa better sa Fast Talk mo.
Yeah. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you
I had
din
so
po.
much fun, actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kami din po.
Opo. I really like yung Gwangju Daegu. Wow.
Hindi ko kasi alam kung saan yung Kajin eh. Actually, yung
Narinig ko na rin yun.
Parang is si Jin. Si Jin. Kaya gusto ko yung song niya.
So siya bias mo?
Yes. But alam mo siya yung bias mo pero na-rec nila lahat.
Oo nga.
Well po.
Nalilito ka na din, Sino ba talaga?
Totoo.
Lahat pag may comeback pa sila, di ba, sa June. So, my gosh, I'm so excited.
Si Worldwide Handsome po pala.
Oo. Yung confident niya eh.
Yeah.
Yung parang the way, yung sabi na parang super confident daw ni Jane, but when I heard about his story, yung parang hindi din pala talaga siya ganyan ka-confident before pa. So parang nagigain lang talaga niya through experience and yung dad jokes niya as in super funny na parang wale.
Wale na funny.
Oo. As in, super.
Ayun po. Thank you po ulit. But Miss Riza, we're down to the last set of questions we want to ask you po. With all the things you achieved in life as a YouTuber, K-influencer, honorary reporter, what are the other things you would like to reach po in life?
Actually, before I was engaged into this community, like Korean community, one of the dream that I really wanted to achieve is to become a singer. Grabe, no? Ambitious, no? Gusto ko talaga maging singer. And then, get to know maybe some singers, ganon. Kasi yun talaga yung, I don't know, passion for singing talaga. And then, but right now, parang sabi ko, maybe it can wait or something like that. But who knows, diba? And then, other than that, other than creating this kind of contents, I would really love to go to Korea. I wanted to work there and I wanted to study there. I actually tried a lot of scholarships. I tried to apply a lot of scholarships. However, unfortunately, I wasn't able to continue kasi nga super layo ng embassy namin dito eh.
Oh, yeah.
Hindi katulad nung nasa Manila lang, so they can just, buy jeep.
Yeah.
And hustle, especially now, hustle kasi nagka-pandemic. So, ang hirap magpapa-authenticate ka pa kasi. So, you will send it to the DFA and then you have to... And
Dami process.
Parang, malayo yung process and then parang hindi ako kampante pag nagsisend ng mga files. Kasi original files yung sinesend eh. Oo. Wala akong ibang copy ng mga credentials ko dyan. So pag
Hindi
nawala yan,
Yeah.
So, yun yung talaga.
Or maybe, di ba, baka you can, na lang, siguro, yung dream to work there is the most, talaga. Like,
Yes.
parang kayang-kaya. And if ever, but like given the chance, would you like to stay in Korea or for lang talaga, like for work, traveling, ganon?
Of
Or
course.
pinangarap din talaga.
Oh, yes.
Kasi ando ka na talaga, di ba? Pag like if you stay there for for good.
Yeah,
So, parang
for
you're
good.
living your dream na talaga in South Korea. So let's manifest.
Yeah, claim
Manifest natin. Let's claim it, di ba, for you. And ito na for our last question. Kasi usually, with the questions that we put sa wrap up namin, we usually end it in a question na something inspiring yung tanong ba, and yung inspiring din yung makukuha nating sagot. So, for that, hindi naman ito pang Miss Universe na level, pero pwede na din. What can you say to those people who would like to be like you someday?
Okay, so first and foremost, being in this journey is not really a bed of roses. Hindi siya yung parang masaya ka lang always. Kasi may mga times na gusto mo talagang mag-stop. Parang nagiging hassle sa part mo. But if you wanted to pursue something, never give up. Dalawang words lang yan pero super powerful. And of course, the very first thing I wanted to take on this point is that you have to thank God for everything. Kasi it will go back to that time na it's always about His grace kung bakit nakayanan mo. I would not say that I'll take credits. This is always true whenever someone would ask me na, ano ba yung mga advices mo sa mga tao na gustong mag-pursue ganito? I would always say na, unahin mo lang talaga si God. Kasi, pag siya inuuna mo, everything will flow. Everything will flow in accordance to, their places. And hindi ka magiging parang, you have a peace of mind then to do what you love. Kasi, sometimes sinasabi ko na, kaya ko pa ba? Because, actually, last year, I said na hindi ako sasali ng K-influencer third batch this year. But, then, when I saw na, there's a lot of opportunities na binibigay, so, I tried again. So, yun yung parang motivation na I will stop na lang. But then, you have to remind yourself na bakit mo siya sinimulan? Ano ba yung reason kung bakit ka nag-engage sa ganyang community? Kasi, you can actually engage to another community. 'Di ba? But bakit ganyan? Bakit sa lahat ng countries na pwede mong i-engage, bakit Korea pa? Although, especially now, kasi marami ng gusto ng Korea, so marami ka ng competitions, ganun, diba? But, I don't actually see them as competitions, but rather, I see them as parang motivation to try harder and try it smarter this time. So if you are that one person na not just for Korea, baka may iba kang gustong gawin sa buhay mo, you will never get to that point where you can say, I did it, when you give up. So, hindi ka makapagsabi na, wow, I did it, kung in the first place, nag-give up ka na. Kasi hindi mo siya, parang sa stairs, magsasabi ka na, I'm tired na. So, hindi mo maabot yung pinakatuktok. Mga ganun. So, when it comes to giving advices, hindi ako masyadong, parang expert dito. But yeah, the only thing that I could say na, you just have to love what you do.
Yeah.
Kasi hindi always masaya. I could tell you, hindi siya bed of roses. And then, there would always testings along the way. But, ganyan naman talaga eh. That's what makes the journey interesting. Yung mga, testings, mga, kung sa road, may mga bato-bato dyan na kailangan mong sipain para maging smooth lang yung flow ng journey mo. And if you wanted to join the communities that I've engaged in, you just don't hesitate to contact me. Yes, on my social media accounts. I would be willing to help kasi gusto ko din tumulong sa mga aspiring parang yung mga may pangarap. Patuloy lang ang pangarap, guys. Oh. Although you feel that sometimes it feels so impossible, but nothing is impossible if you believe.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen to
you
that.
Just have to believe.
Wow.
Actually, yung sinabi mong hindi ka expert, parang hindi naman. Like yung giving advices, because we felt what you said. Yung alam mo, parang lilipad na kami sa sobrang uplift.
I've been there kasi, kaya nasabi ko that. Nasabi ko yun.
But yeah, but thank you for the encouraging words, and for sure the listeners din talaga will take that and mamamotivate talaga sila to pursue their passion in life. So, ayun. Yeah. So, ayun, just to reiterate lang din, if you would like to, follow the journey of Miss Riza, someday, if you want to be like a K-influencer or an honorary reporter, so, wag lang kayong maging, just contact her talaga. And for sure, we will, give her contact information then once we out this episode. So, ayun.
Thank you, guys.
Ayun, yun guys. So our dear listeners, make sure to find Miss Riza's social media accounts. We'll attach them to pag premiere na namin tong episode of Annyeong Kwento Mo. So make sure guys you watch out for that. And for now po, it's just like we do this every episode po on this. We insert realizations from what we've discussed. Yung akin po, I really like yung sinabi niyo, when you're on the verge of giving up, remember why you started. And then ngayon ko lang na-realize, if yung ginagawa, I'm an athlete po kasi sa school, and yung sport ko relates to Korea. Ngayon lang po siya, sink in. Taekwondo, Korea. I'm not sure po if still the national sport po of Korea. Pero it is po. So, that's good to know po. Wala lang po. It's one of the things I follow myself po na yung I agree po dun sa tawag po dito, yung not a bed of roses, hindi po like rainbows and butterflies. Mahirap po talaga. It's the process. And may mga competitions in the sense po na may challenge sa'yo dun sa place mo in school, because we used to have like screenings, like nakikwento ko po to kay Lloyd na there's no assurance na ikaw pa rin yung pipiliin next year. So you have to work hard. And yung sinasabi nga po ni Taylor Swift, I said this dun sa episode namin last week, yung effortlessness po is a myth. You have to exert effort po talaga if you really like what you're doing. Although for others po kasi it looks effortless, but in reality po kasi they're exerting energy, efforts.
Yes.
So, ayun po yung akin. Like, yung sinabi niyo po, like, wow, that's me. Pina-follow ko po talaga yung yung parang motto na yun. And then, to reach a goal po, yun nga, you have to work hard. And then, thankfully naman po sa akin, na-reach ko na po yung akin. So, ayun na po. So, yun po. Thank
so,
you
manasan po lang kay Kik. Dali.
Ano na lang, sa YouTube channel ko, naka-private. Yung mga video.
YouTuber din pala to eh.
Ay, ganon. Collab na yan.
Ano po kasi, yung recent po, since nag-pandemic, yung games po namin, recorded through a video, and then required po siya uploaded through YouTube, unlisted or private po na
It's time.
Public. Ayun po. Pag siguro proud na po ako sa sarili ko, I'll post one lang po. Madami po yun eh. So, yun po.
We will be watching, Jas. Ayusin mo.
Yeah.
Ako naman, ito kasi si Jas nakakinis, lagi may pa-quotation. Hindi ako prepared lagi sa quotation. Eh. Wala akong quotation na baon ngayon. Pero, going back sa realization ko sa podcast natin, very relatable kasi for a person to experience adversities in life. Talagang, alam mo yun, it's inevitable na hindi talaga siya like happy lang yung buhay na you get what you want, you experience what you want. Diba? Parang sometimes talaga in life, i-challenge ka talaga ni Lord in a way na parang to the point na you will question yourself na kaya ko pa ba? Na hanggang saan pa ba yung kaya ko? Pero, you know, going back to your core or to your main reason why you started, diba? It's just parang mindset na you know, in life, it's normal for people to experience hardships. And, you know, with those hardships talaga, you learn something from it. And, you know, as you go talaga sa journey mo in life, you will learn something. And yung learning na yun, you will apply it for the rest of your life. So, to sum up with my realization talaga, yes, there are times na parang you feel like you're giving, parang you will give up na talaga yung dream mo because hindi mo siya makuha in an instant eh. Pero siguro I guess ayun nga, mindset lang talaga na kailangan you have to believe pa rin na you know anything is possible talaga as long as you are still holding on sa pangarap na yon and you're still doing your best to achieve that. So ayun lang naman.
That's
I
true.
agree po.
So, ano pong grade natin sa recitation? Ayun lang naman po ang ating heart-to-heart.
Agree po ako dun sa sinabi ni Lloyd. And Miss Riza, once again, in behalf of Pinoy Seoul Radio po, we would like to thank you for accepting our invitation to our podcast po.
Yes, maraming salamat po
Thank you so much, guys.
Yeah, thank you so much for being so generous po talaga and you know, sharing your story kasi naalala ko lang din, konti na lang to, yung sinabi ng isang guest namin na since he experienced then doing interviews, medyo ano talaga, alam mo nakakasad for like a host na alam mo yun, nag-prepare ka ng like set of questions, pinrepare mo yung sarili mo for the interview, then you will only get like a little bit of information or answer to the guest. Pero with you po talaga, like super thank you for being so generous talaga to share your story sa amin and alam mo yun, for trusting din us talaga to you know to know your story. And aside from that, we would also like to thank Miss Lorraine. Ako, Miss Lorraine talaga. Grabe. Our hero sa paghahanap ng guest. Kung bingo lang to, nakabingo na talaga siya. So, kasi as in one call away lang, one message away lang talaga si Miss Lorraine na, Miss, wala po kaming mahanap na guest and we're running out of time. So, as in talagang siya, ito, baka pwede niyong itry. So, ayun, thank you so much po talaga for helping us, reaching out to Miss Riza, and as usual, we had fun sa interview na to.
Thank you
Thank
po
you so
talaga,
much, guys.
Thank you so much din po.
Lloyd, thank you so much. And yes, 안녕하세요. Thank you so much for inviting me here. It was actually very fun kasi gusto ko talagang mag-share. Kasi I believe na sharing is caring.
Yeah.
Very quotable naman talaga yan sa atin. And yeah, I also believe that you receive freely, you will also give freely.
Yeah.
So, na-receive ko yung mga experiences ko freely. Wala akong binayaran doon. So, I would really love to share it freely then, guys.
Oh, thank you so much po. Thank you so much.
Well, and to our dear listeners who are tuned in with us today, thank you very much, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode with Miss Riza.
Yeah. So I guess now we have reached the closing part for today's podcast episode with Miss Riza. And as much as we want to extend this podcast, our time is up.
And that is it for this week's episode of Annyeong Kwento Mo, Riza Dizon. Make sure you guys stay tuned with our next guest, ilan pa ba, Lloyd?
Isa na lang. Oh my gosh. Finale na.
That's so sad. So,
Yeah.
yun, guys, make sure to stay tuned with our teasers and maybe spoilers. Banda-banda dyan.
Nako, mga spoilers dyan
Spoiler. Ayun.
Yeah. And as usual, Jas, as I, parang say lagi sa podcast natin, very excited talaga ako. Though we only have one guest na lang remaining. Pero alam mo yun, excited talaga ako to have this kind of interview to different people talaga, di ba? Just by knowing their stories, very inspiring and very, alam mo yun, parang bumabalik ka din talaga sa core mo in life na, ay, oo nga, no? Parang may mga realizations ka din na nakukuha or napipick up. And ayun, also make sure to catch the other shows on Pinoy Seoul Radio like PS Pa Request with DJ Samji every Monday and Pinoy Seoul Top 20 that is live every Friday. So make sure to vote for your favorite K-pop songs by following the format posted on our Twitter account. It's at Pinoy Seoul. And again, ito another shameless plug. Please follow me on Instagram. It's at Lloyd Bagos X. Jas, ikaw, alam ko may pa-promote ka, please do so.
Yes, we also have the mobile app Pinoy Seoul Radio for Android users and sana soon for iOS. And like our Facebook page and visit our website, both is pinoyseoul.com to get updates with our latest content. Also, replays of episodes will be available on our YouTube channel, Pinoy Seoul, every Wednesday. So make sure you guys subscribe for you to get notified. And of course, shameless plug din, just like Lloyd, follow me on Instagram at @JaskK_D08.
Just do it. Ano makakalimutan mo eh. Yeah, well, I guess that's it for today. This has been Lloyd.
And I'm Jas, and you're listening to Annyeong Kwento Mo, where we will talk about lifestyle, music, and culture in both Philippines and Korea.
Yes, tune in next week for another fun and exciting episode only here at Pinoy Seoul Radio. Annyeong! Bye! Thank you!
You just listened to Annyeong Kwento Mo podcast with Lloyd and Jas, where we talk about lifestyle, music, and culture in both the Philippines and Korea. Catch us again next time, only here on Pinoy Seoul Radio.